review of charts for everybody, and probably take about, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes. I just want to go through what I'm going through right now, and it's Wednesday, the 6th of July. So here goes. So, and I'm going in order of the lowest momentum to the highest. So we have ERY. Oops, sorry about that. Bumped it. So we have ERY that right now is in a sell mode, and we're gonna have to just wait to see what happens after the employment report. But it doesn't look like it take a shot going long ERY yet. GLD, I think we get some topping candles on GLD. I'm waiting for a pullback. Both momentum and intensity are starting to fall off, so not going to be a buyer here yet, but it's just been so strong of late. It's way above the VWAP. I would love for it to come in and get in between the regression line and the VWAP line, so we can get ourselves positioned long in the metals. Because I think on Friday the employment report's not going to be that good. We may have a shot, going long. I won't do GLD itself, but it'll be a good marker for the miners. Soybeans, we've had a bit of a sell-off in the grains. I got a buy signal on DBA, and that's where I buy my soybeans. I don't have those out separately, but we got a bounce today, and it filled the gap, and it's holding. And so my view is I think the grains are bottoming right now. So I added to my wheat position today, and I think wheat, corn, and soybeans in general, DBA, mostly JJG, but DBA also has some other commodities in it are all giving me buy signals right now. TVIX, XIV has been strong. TVIX sold back down again. Going long volatility is a tough trade. You just almost have to day trade it, so it doesn't fit very well with how I trade. So I'm doing something a little bit different with the volatility index. I just bought a long dated call, and I'm selling calls against it just in case the market turns south. I can close those sold calls out, and they're above my price, and so I can make a little bit of a profit on it. If not, I'm looking to get as much of my investment out of it as I can if the market stays relatively neutral to up. U gold, same as gold. This is where I would buy. I'll buy U gold if we get a buy signal in GLD. Great Panther, a miner. It's selling down. This is going to be a great one to own, but look at that sell-off today. That's pretty huge. That's a 20% drop. In one day from 2 to 150. It's actually 164, but I think the miners are going to get sold down here, and we're going to get a chance to go ahead and buy them a little bit later. GPL will be on the list. We bailed out of our short of S&P. Good thing. Small loss, but it might be setting up or it might be embedding short. So it's not to prove itself. The market's just it's just been too strong, and I think after today's action, we'll see how the rest of the week goes. But I think they're going to try to push for all-time highs at this point. Wheat, I think wheat has finally bottomed. We had now a higher low here and then in here, and I'm looking for and during the day's action we've had candles that are bottoming candles, so I'm looking for this to start moving back higher again. My average price is around 869, and I'm expecting far higher. SRS is my short real estate. It just real estate's been too strong as well. And I just have it on there. At some point, it's going to be a fantastic trade for us. But with the Fed not raising rates, they're going to squeeze those real estate assets until occupancy rates start to fall. Then I think we're going to get a good trade on it. At this point, I should probably just look to let you know when it's a good time to sell it, so people can buy some puts on it. The VIX, the VIX got pushed down today. It started up and pushed down. They're going to sell this thing off. It's at 15. We've seen this thing get down below 10, so there's a lot of ammunition here. It's a 50% move, down possible yet on the VIX if they really, really need the ammunition to drive the market higher. higher. So I wouldn't be a buyer of volatility right now. Drip, we've had great trades on Drip, and yesterday was a day to get out of it. We did. We made a profit on it. Just wait for it to set up again, and I like this one a lot. I think we're going to make a lot of money on this one this year. SLV, same as gold. Biotech, this is the ultra short biotech, and this is one I usually call out when I'm selling it. I don't usually buy it per se, and so there's some good chances here to buy puts on it. I've just been mostly focusing on equities right now, but I'll get back to pointing out some opportunities to buy puts on BIS as biotech pushes to its top. SDS, the same as SH, staying away from it for now. Cocoa, I just bring cocoa up because I watch it on the futures markets, but it's starting to get a bit of a bid again. You can't really buy it here, even though they sell it. The volume is pretty pathetic. So, from a future standpoint, I use it to give me opportunities to get in and buy the futures on cocoa, which is CC. GDX, the same. I think we're going to get a bit of a sell down on us. How far down, I don't know. It's pretty far above its VWAP right now, which is around 27 or 27 area right now. And so, it could fall anywhere to here, and then I think it's going to be an opportunity to buy it again. Coffee, I went ahead and closed coffee yesterday at 22. It's they're finishing the harvest there, so I think there's going to be some pressure on those who've been long coffee, but I'm going to get back into coffee here again when my longer term charts tell me it's another shot to go long. I'm expecting between now and a year from now that coffee will be a double, so Joe will definitely be in the 40s by the time the La Nina trade is expired. Looking at TZA again, the only thing interesting to me about the market is that they're putting in a higher low, especially for an ultra, and we'll see how Friday goes, but I'm definitely not getting short into the employment report, which is usually an opportunity for the market to kill the shorts. Same with FAS. I like the action that they're holding above the recent lows, but once again, I'm going to wait for the employment report. I probably wouldn't be going short anything until probably the end of next week. CLF, we called this one at the open this morning. Nice trade. We'll be moving stops up on it, and unless something weird happens overnight on it, we'll be taking profit on this one again. Oil, that's what I mentioned. We had a buy signal on it first thing in the morning. We bought oil futures yesterday at and before the close, and so we took advantage of what we saw as a potential reversal for quote unquote the turnaround Tuesday, and we took the trade. Nugget, again, I haven't been in Nugget, and but I use it as a proxy to see how aggressive the market is, and again, if you're really an aggressive trader, you probably might want to throw a few through puts on this for next week, but again, I don't want to get in front of the employment report. It can just be awful, and we find ourselves with Nugget at $2, or $200. UVXY, same. I only ever short UVXY with puts. I call those out when I take them. LABD is the short on biotech. I will be buying LABD once I think biotech has topped. In the meantime, I buy XBI, and then occasionally for my own personal trading, I'll do LABU instead of XBI. And this is the China short. And again, I like the action. I think China looks like it's setting up to go short, but I'm just waiting for the market to turn before I really go anything really heavy on the short side. SVXY is XIV. I trade XIV instead of SVXY, but I have it on here in case I want to buy calls, which I can't do on XVI. I mean XIV. So again, it's a buy. It's pushing up there to overbought, but that means nothing to short volatility. It could stay up there for days and just keep grinding higher. And so we're long XIV, and we're going to probably, in all likelihood, stay long it through the end of the week. AIMT is a nice little biotech stock we trade. It's just been really quick, and so I took a trade and got stopped out on it. I mean, within the hour, so I'm a little reluctant to recommend it right now. You can see the wave pattern. I mean, literally, it's almost like a day trade, and so and until this shows me a higher, a higher high with a higher low, I think probably I'll refrain from recommending it until I see the trend reverse. PAC-B, we just took profit on PAC-B. We bought it between 708 and 710, and we bought it yesterday on a buy signal, and we're out of it today, and we made a quick 4%. J-Dust, the same as Dust. Apologize for the dogs in the background. XIV, I said we're long XIV, and had a nice trade on it with it today, and we're going to stay with it, like I said, through the rest of the week. Corn, same as wheat, same as soybeans. I think it's putting in a bottom, and it's at a point where this is truly a buy low, sell high situation. They're very hopeful for a bumper crop this year. The models typically are very optimistic in July, and I'm banking on that not coming to fruition. This is cotton. I don't trade cotton. I just have it up there because it's one of the canaries in the coal mine for climate change on the cool side, and it's been a good trade for those who trade it, but it's been pretty flattish of late, and so it's not even interesting to me on even in the futures. IPI, had a buy signal on today. I did not take it. I had so many other trades going. I just didn't want to overwhelm anybody again, but it's potash is going to be a great stock for people to own as we get some of this climate chaos that I think is going to happen. They're going to need to shove the potash into the ground to get these plants to hurry up their growth if they want to have any hope to have early enough harvest before the frosts come, or even more importantly the rains and they can't get the crop out of the ground, or the crops mold. TLT, it's been a beast. It looks like it's ready for another buy signal again. XON, somebody asked me about it today. Even though it was in a buy mode, I just didn't like the action on it, and the momentum signals were already topped out. It's being confirmed now with the intensity, and this looks like a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern again. So looking at 26 to 24, I'd be more interested in XON back down in the in 21, 22 area again. Dust. Again, I think it's going to probably, there's a trade there, but I'm not taking it. Sugar, somebody asked me about sugar today. Sugar looks a little toppy right now. I'm looking for it to come back in a little bit. It's kind of in the same genre as coffee. They kind of trade together strategically because it's what's happening in Brazil. And so I'd love for this to come back down, maybe into the low 40s again. And then I'd be interested in buying some. FXI China, China Bear, you can see here it's setting up to fall back to the low 30s. Probably Friday will be an opportunity maybe to buy some puts on if people are so inclined. JJG, I talked about the grains. There's a long-term hold for me. People are trading, and I told them they can bail out below 30, and but in the meantime, just I think you're going to be well rewarded being long the grains. Mux, this miner has just gone crazy. You're seeing it at 457, but it was under $1. I'd love for it to come back down enough to to buy some, and the market's indicating to me right now that we may get an opportunity if it's pretty shallow, and this thing sets up again. I'll probably go in on Muxer pretty quickly. TNA again, doesn't look like you're ready to buy it. The small caps seem to be struggling here a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see what happens after the employment report on Friday. IWM the same. GDXJ the same as GDX. The bankers, I'd love to be able to go long FAZ again, but with the Fed cranking up the money supply, cranking down the rates, and giving the banks more free money, it's probably not a recipe for a good short trade, at least for now. VXX, we talked about it. EXK the same as GPL. We're going to see how much of a pullback we get on these small caps to be able to jump in them, hopefully at a better price. SLW, it's a mainstay for me. I've been holding it. I've been adding to every chance I get, and I've been selling calls against it every chance I get as well. And this morning I took my sold calls off, and I'm just going to kind of hold it for now and just wait and see. SLW is not a metal and it's not a miner, but they're a finance company, and they buy metal at a discount and finance people's mining operations. So I made a lot of money in SLW over the years, and I just like it because it has no real mining risk, and just has the price of metal risk. INO, we bought INO today on a buy signal, and at 9.12, and so we're going to be trailing at 3%. I'd love for it to get up to 10, but if it gets me 4%, which is another 36 on to 12, 38. If it gets to 9.50, 9.60, I'll be thinking about putting a stop there or taking profit and moving on. These are sometimes they get pretty volatile. DBA, we talked about it. Labu, we talked about. Biotech is that it's just strong, and right now it can be embedded for a big move higher for the after the employment report. We'll see. S&P 500, expecting at this point, unless the employment report comes in so strong, I'm expecting weakness in the employment report gives strength to the market. AXU is the same genre as GPL and Endeavor, and it's coming down a little bit. I'd love to be able to get back into XAU. And XBI, we closed our trade today at the end of the day. Just more of the management of it. Want to make sure most people are making profit. Those could just keep trailing it, but any pullback in XBI will be will generate a buy signal for me. SPY, we talked about it. SSO is just a derivative. It's interesting that the derivatives are struggling. I think it's because of all the volatility. I'd stay away from it. And Apple, I think as Apple goes, so will IWM and TZA and those guys. So, but Apple is struggling here at the mid 90s. So we'll see how this sell signal works for them. But earlier in the year, I was trading these with puts and calls, but been staying away from them of late. It's just more practical and profitable with more beta, trading some of the other things. It's been pretty stuck in a 10-point range here for quite some time. So it's more of interest to me as a proxy, but it looks to me like it wants to go down. But if it breaks up over those highs on the first, then I think it can get a good run going. First Majestic is a beast. I should have never sold mine, but I did. And I've been regretting not being able to get back in again. It's $3 higher than when I sold it. Moo, I watch Moo. I haven't been in it for a bit. The volume has dropped off it quite a bit, so I just been kind of staying away from it. MOS got stopped out of it. It's been jumping around too much for me, so I'm gonna kind of wait. I hold it in a long-term account, but from a trade standpoint, it's hard to be in it one day and then and then get bounced right back out of it. So I'm just gonna kind of wait and see before I jump back in, because we had a buy signal on it. I didn't take it or announce it today. Too flat. SALJ, I traded this one profitably. I jumped out of it and it promptly went up on me $3. Again, I just totally underestimated this whole silver surge, and looking for a pullback so I can get back into a position on this again. VLO, been trading it. I didn't take the buy signal on it today. I just don't like the action. It just looks like it's selling down. Bear flagging is selling down. I'd like for it to change trend on me here, or really wash out so I can get in at a good price or a good direction. And finally, XLE. It looks like it needs to break above that 69 area for it to be interesting for me. But if I think it's just a reflection of oil's. I don't even want to call it oil's weakness, but I think oil's seasonal tendency right now to. It's just not a strong time for oil. So I would wait for oil to get reset up into is more of a stronger period for it, and then get back into XLE. But those are my trades, and that's what I'm doing with them, and that's what I'm watching. Be an interesting couple days ahead. Bob from Trade Genius. I'll catch you all a little bit later. Bye.